Good morning, loves. So I am headed in to work today. Of course, it's Casual Friday, and I am driving, so I cannot look at you like I want to and see your beautiful faces because I know you look gorgeous, okay? But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the concept, a little bit about my book cover, because one, peonies are my favorite flower. So, it was inevitable that those would have to be there. But I love peonies because they are imperfect, beautiful flower. Like when everyone buys a flower, they buy a rose because a rose it's poised. The petals are perfect. They're perfectly gathered around each other, and their beauty is immediate, right? Like you don't wonder about a rose's beauty. You see it. It's poised and it's sculptured and there's no imperfection, right? And then when we get a little bruise on a petal, what do? You just pull that one off, right? Because it's still a gorgeous flower. Why peonies were my favorite flower? Because they are so absolutely imperfect. When they're first, like, quote unquote born, they're in a big ball, just a ball, like a ball, right? And it doesn't look like much. It looks like a pink ball or a white ball, whatever color it's going to end up being. And as it opens, you kind of hope it's going to end up being beautiful, but you still kind of don't know. And then it turns into this just amazing conglomeration of just gorgeousness, petals, and they're just folded all over each other, and just every single layer upon layer of beauty. And all of the petals are not perfect, and some of them are bruised, and some of them have been through something, right, to get to the process of opening. But they end up being this gorgeous flower. And I fell in love with that flower because that flower is absolutely my story, right? Just a life that looked like a big old mess. And then God takes what would be just a ridiculous situation and he makes it the most beautiful thing. So that is why peony is my favorite flower, and that is why I chose it for the book cover. And then you see Your Hidden Season, Discovering the Beauty in the Wait, and you see beauty is written in all gold. And the reason why is because you are the gold, right? Women, beautiful, gorgeous women, not even just women, men too. You are the gold. You are what in the old, I remember, like, I'm from California, okay? So everybody, like, I live in Texas now. They actually have Texas history. Well, in California, you had to do a module on the gold rush because in California, the gold rush was like a big thing, right? And so one of the things I loved about them talking about the gold, the process these people went through, the hours they spent sitting in a pond with a little pan, hoping that they would find gold. And the thing that they would do is, so they would take this pan and they would scoop it down into the river, right? And they would just shake it and shake it and shake it and shake it until they saw what looked like gold, like, gleam up from the bottom of the dirt, right? Now get that. They needed to dig down in the dirt to find the gold. And they would shake it and shake it. And sometimes they would end up with fool's gold. It wasn't even real gold. It just looked like gold. And so a lot of times in our dating, we get frustrated when we find fool's gold. But we can't be frustrated about that. And let me tell you why. Because the gold you're looking for is you. When you realize that you're the gold and you start focusing on cultivating the beauty that you already are, then God sends the real stuff to you. But because you're so busy looking for it externally, then you end up with a big pile of fool's gold all the time, because gold attracts gold. Okay? Nobody is trying to look out here for a counterfeit. And you're trying to be all this stuff to other people without certain issues in your life addressed. But when you address them and you fully and wholly commit to the life that God has destined for you, then there will be nothing that is impossible for you. And let me tell you something. Let me just convince you right now. There will be nothing that is impossible for you. There is no such thing as external gold. All the gold you're looking for is internal. And so when I said on my cover that I wanted you to be able to discover the beauty in the wait, the beauty is the gold, and you are the gold. And for God, you are the goal. Get that? This whole thing about waiting and being frustrated and being all of that is God's 150% attempt to get you to a place where he wants you to be for purpose. And then he decides when it's time for the gold that you're looking for externally, aka man or woman, to come to you. So I really want you guys to understand that. I really just wanted to further explain my cover. And I really want you guys to understand that there is nothing that is impossible for you. We need you to make the decision to live your best life. That song that what was his name, Lil Duval, that he came out with, the concept is right. I'm not gonna sing it, but the concept is right, because when you're living your best life, when you're living a life of purpose, all of a sudden you see your life through absolutely different eyes, and you see your purpose in a way that is so clear, that is so it's almost like an epiphany, like a light comes on, like, why didn't I think about this before? I have been awesome all this time, and I've been waiting for somebody else to tell me that I was awesome. But guess what? If the person you're waiting for to validate you has issues themselves with self-esteem or an understanding of their own purpose, how can they begin to tell you anything about yourself? You need to know that without a shadow of a doubt, you are created in God's image. What he created is good enough. So you need to stop wishing that you were someone else. Stop wishing that you had somebody else's favor. Stop trying to walk in somebody else's walk. This is your walk to walk on. Take it easy. Take a breath. Be you, because who you are is good enough. And remember, I believe in you. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself. I love you. Take care.